Hi, Justin Richardson here with Direct Colors, back to answer more of your questions that come in online. Today we've got a question where someone has asked, why does my acid stained floor look different when it's dry versus when it's wet? This is a good question. It's very common. Any decorative concrete project, you're going to experience this at some point. You put your color down, it looks fantastic when it's wet, it looks fantastic when you're cleaning, all the good stuff. And then after it dries, the color diminishes. You start wondering, my goodness, where did everything go? It was here just a second ago. So really what it boils down to is the same thing whenever you get a rain outside and your porch is, when it's dry, it looks like a light gray. When it gets wet, it turns to a dark gray. It's the exact same principle here with decorative concrete. When it's dry, everything looks chalky, everything looks faded. On an acid stain, it certainly looks faded and chalky. But whenever you get it clean, neutralized, all that good stuff, and you come back and you put your sealer on it, the sealer really ignites that color and brings it back to life. One thing to be aware of though, solvent-based sealers will darken it and it'll maintain that dark, rich color after it cures. A water-based sealer, on the other hand, it'll look really, really dark and rich whenever you put the water-based sealer down, but as it cures, it will lighten up. You could lose 20-30% of that rich color tone as a water-based sealer lightens. So keep that in mind. If your goal is dark and rich, you're probably going to need to look at solvent-based sealers if your ventilation and everything permits it. If that's not as important, then the water-based sealer is also a nice option. So I hope this helps understand why you could experience color fading, or why it looks light or chalky before you seal it, or when it's wet, or before it's wet, and then after it's wet, it looks nice and rich.